Hey, what's up, everybody? Giving you another free lesson today. This is a nice warm-up. This one's pretty easy. It's going to help with your flow around the drum set. So this is a pyramid exercise, which means that we're going to start simple. We're going to add more and more and more and more. And if you were to look on it in a page, it starts simple, and as you build more, it gets bigger, and it resembles a pyramid. If you don't like pyramids, it's just a triangle. Don't be afraid. But anyway, here's the exercise. So we're going to work with triplets, which, if you remember, I'll play them up here so you can see. Is just right, left, right, and then left, right, left, with no break in the middle. So 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. And that's actually your first step. I'm going to play it over here now so it's not going to be too loud in the microphone. So that's the first step. What we're going to do is we're going to slowly add diddles or bounced doubles. So the first step is we're going to add a double on the first part of the triplet. I am accenting the first one slightly just because I want you to be able to hear the groups of 3. So the first one's going to be 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Second part is we're going to move the diddle to the second part, which is the trip part. So 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Of course, you may see where this is going. The next part is the let. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So those are your groups of 1s that you're adding. First part, second part, third part. Now we add groups of 2s. So it'd be the first part and the second part. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, which gives you a 5-stroke roll, by the way. Second part to that would be the trip and the let. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. We could do others. There is the first part and the last part. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 trip. But for the sake of flow, we're going to get rid of that one. There are other options. There's always other options. The last part would be, of course, all 3, which is pretty self-explanatory. 1 triplet, 2 triplet. As a weird side note, if you've never played 16th note triplets, but you've played 8th note triplets, if you double each one, well, what happens when you double 8? You get 16. So there you go, 16th note triplets. So the whole thing, slowly, would be like this. So it's going to be... That's it. So, of course, you can go faster. The idea is not to go fast at first. The idea is to get those triplets to sound nice and even, groups of 3s, and to get those doubles to be nice and clean. You don't want to mash them, which means you don't want to squeeze the stick. Let the stick bounce and then control it. Otherwise, it gets sloppy real quick, especially as you go faster. Now, when you speed that up a little bit, you can do all sorts of fun things with that and use those. So it's basically you're doing a drum roll, but instead of being like a military or marching style, 30-second notes, you can kind of swing it a little bit and literally roll with it, and it sounds pretty cool. So pretty easy to do. The cool thing about this is, let's say you're aiming for some diddles and you miss, that's okay. As long as you keep that triplet going, the underlying pulse is going to be okay. So it's kind of fun. So on. So I hope that helps you. Try it slow. Work on getting those doubles, like I said, nice and clean. Keep the groups of 3 nice and clean. The rest of them leading up to the all doubles are fun. But personally, I really like that last part, doing those rolls with the triplets. And I am still accenting the first one because that helps to avoid tightening up and locking up. Anyways, hope that helps. Thanks.